Hi folks, John with the Wingman115 Channel. Thanks so much for checking in today. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I love to do shootout videos. And I get emails and comments all the time. Hey John, can you do another shootout video? Well, I've heard your request and we're going to deliver on that promise. Today, I have 3 different manufacturers of shovels that we're going to go head to head with. First off, it's the Coleman Folding and Pick Shovel, the Gerber Gorge Folding Shovel, and the brand new Schrade SCHSH1 Telescoping Shovel. First off, we're going to take it over to a stump. We'll do a specs rundown on all these shovels, and then we'll get to putting them through hard use. And then we'll come back, give some thoughts on it. But as always, you're going to decide who the winner of this shootout is. So come along, let's get ready to have some fun. Let's go. I noticed on the Schrade that it has a very sharp edge that goes around the whole profile of the shovel. So what I'm going to do is a chop test in the shootout against all 3. Just a note, the Gerber is kind of blunt. It doesn't have a sharp edge. The Coleman has a little bit of a serrated type ripple on there, but it's not sharp. Only on the leading edge of the shovel on the Coleman. The Gerber, it really doesn't have a sharp edge on there. So out of fairness, I just wanted to disclose that to everyone, but let's try chopping with this real quick. There's 3 chops with the Schrade. Now let's do 3 chops with the Coleman. So there's 3 swings with the same amount of intensity. Let's try a little bit farther down with the Gerber. For this phase of the shootout, we're going to see how well these shovels perform in digging. Now, in fairness to each one of these manufacturers and their shovel designs, we're only going to take 10 scoops of dirt out of each hole. I'm going to bring the camera up a little bit closer. We're going to give you a bird's eye view of us digging each individual hole out of fairness to each shovel in each manufacturer. Now for the Coleman Folding Shovel. And then I'll just scoop all this other stuff out. So there was 10 shovelfuls right there on the Coleman. Now we'll go over to the Gerber. And do the same with that. Scoop out all the miscellaneous stuff. There's the Gerber. And now for the Schrade. And then let's scoop out all. So how did these 3 shovels size up? Let's give it the old hand test. For this next test, we're going to try trenching with these shovels. Now the Coleman has a trenching tool on there, or a pick, whereas the Gerber and the Schrade have hammers on the backside of the shovel. So we'll do the same thing. We're going to dig 10 times with each shovel, and then we'll do the hand test and compare how it held up and how it works. Now for the Gerber. Now for the Schrade. We switched the camera around because there's a lot of shadows with the late afternoon sun. But on the Coleman shovel side, with the hand down in the hole, the Gerber, and the Schrade. Of course, with that, I'm hitting a big root on this side. In this test, we're going to drive in some wooden tent stakes that I had made. Now, full disclosure, this shovel doesn't have a hammer on there to drive in a tent stake, so we're not even going to attempt to do that with the Coleman. So I will place that off to the side. We'll do it with the Gerber and the Schrade, and I made tent pegs that were pretty close to the same size. And what I'll do is I'll do 10 strikes with each one and see how well it can drive in a tent stake. So out of safety, I folded the shovel over. That way I'm not cutting myself or injuring somebody else who may be around. So here we go. Now for the Schrade. In this phase of the shootout, we're going to see how well these 3 shovels perform in striking a ferro rod. Now, the likelihood that you would ever need to strike a ferro rod with your shovel is very low. However, you may be in some crazy situation where you may need to do that, and in the sake of this shootout, we're going to try it. So first off, we're going to do the Coleman. So that's 5 strikes with the Coleman, 5 strikes with the Gerber, and then 5 strikes with the Schrade. Three shovels. First off, let's start with full disclosure on all of them. And this is not my opinion. This is things that we saw while testing these three shovels. First off, let's start with the Coleman. No matter how tight I choked up on this lock ring, I couldn't get the shovel to seat in there real tight. There was a lot of play. That's one factor. As we were digging and chopping with it, and I understand that you shouldn't be chopping with the shovel, but for the sake of the shootout, we had to put that in there. The handle would sometimes come loose, and the tail cap on the shovel would sometimes slide down. Just a couple considerations to think about with this shovel. The Gerber, the locking nut stayed really tight. It was secure. Chopping, it kind of crushed the wood more than chopped the wood. And when I was driving the stakes in and I had the blade of the shovel folded over, it was dangerously close to my hand. One of the pros though is that it folds down really nice and neat, as you saw in the opening specs of this shootout. The Schrade made quick work in chopping. The blade of the handle's really tight. It's choked up really good. You're going to need two-hand operation to slide this handle down. But what I like is that there's graduated holes in here, so you can adjust this to however you like. Just a word of caution, please be careful because this blade is extremely sharp and you're dealing with dirt. So I don't want you to get a bad cut and you're messing around with dirt. So as you can see, those are the three shovels. Now it's up to you. In the comments below, rate these shovels between 1 and 5. 1 means that it's a dumper. We're going to start from scratch, put it in the boneyard. 5, it's a grand slam. We hit it out of the park, baby. In the next couple weeks, I'll tally up all the comments and all the scores, and then I will do another video showcasing the winner of this shootout. This is Wingman. I thank you for watching the video. Until the next one, take care, folks. Folks, if you like the content, please subscribe, like, and share. And for the latest channel updates, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and Twitter. Folks, thanks for checking in. Until the next video, take care. We'll see you.